All right, guys. So here is the latest update on the 66 Chevelle build. I ordered a 302-2 oil pan, and that is supposed to work with a drop-in pan with put it in for a 66 Chevelle, because it's still all the stock cradle and everything like that. So we're not changing anything on that or nothing like that. So this is just the 302-2 pan. It's got extra clearance up front. This one does not have the turbo revisions to it, but it didn't feel like it was needed. If I ever needed to add it to it, I could. I did it in my other pan, on the F-body pan, but so got this brand new, which they don't give these things away, I'll tell you that. This thing's worth more than an average LS junkyard block. So I'm gonna get that installed. I'm probably gonna put this pan on a bare block. I got a bare block laying around, and I have a 4L80 shell laying around that has nothing in it. And I'm gonna drop that in the car, and we're gonna fit it, because I ordered these ICT billet plates. There's a whole bunch of LS plates on the market, and they have the slider ones available too, but those were like 150 bucks, I think they were when I looked them up last. And these were like $40, and these are adjustable. So I feel that I can make these work with adjusting the motor properly in it, and hopefully have enough room to get the 4L80 in the Chevelle without having to cut anything. Because in my Nova, I had to cut up the tunnel to make that fit. But I've read that you don't have to on the Chevelle, possibly, with the correct motor mounts or whatever. So I'm gonna give these a shot, because these were like I said, I think $40. If I have to get those sliders, I'll get them, and these will just be laying around the shop, which it's really not that expensive to not use them right now. So I got these, and then I got these energy suspension motor mounts. So these are like for a small block Chevy. So these will go to the Chevelle, to these LS plates, and then the LS plate obviously to the LS motor. So got that going on. I got new head gaskets. These are just the plain old head gaskets that came on that motor. I didn't opt for the LS9 head gaskets. I didn't feel like it was necessary, seeing how we're keeping this car naturally aspirated. It would probably be a long time before we would ever put some serious power to this car. If it would ever get power anyways like that. So I feel these are adequate and priced right. Yeah, you could get the LS9 ones and put them in, and then you're done. But I'm still putting in stock head bolts, and all that stuff adds up. If I would get like the LS, or if I'd get ARP head studs and then or head bolts, and then have to upgrade, the LS9 head gaskets, and that's an extra 50, and then you're talking another 100 or 150 for head bolts, and then where do you stop? Where do you draw the line? So I already have a turbo car, so I feel like we're just gonna naturally aspirate this one, and we can keep it on the cheaper end so that it's more, keep the project moving. Sometimes if you don't keep the project moving and it sits there and it goes stale, you don't want to work on it, and then you got to wait for more money to come in. And sometimes just moving the project along, and you can change stuff after. So yeah, and then I got a new oil pan gasket to go in there as well. But pretty much I wanted to get the 302-5 pan, and that one's a little cheaper, which it's cheaper like by 60 bucks. And of course, these are on sale right now by Black Friday. I should have known better, but I wanted to get it. And I wanted to fit it on that motor so I get that motor painted. I thought that I'd have the rear end by now, which I don't have the rear end yet. He said it was 80% done. So maybe it'll be done this week, hopefully. But I still have to travel to go get it. It's like 2 hours away, because I'll save on shipping. So, or 3 hours away, actually. But once the rear end comes, I got to paint it, and then I can paint this motor, and then then I can get the car back under its own wheels and get the struts, or not struts, get the shocks and springs installed. And then I'm looking at front brakes right now, front brake disc conversion for it. The new rear end will already have rear discs on it. So pretty much the whole rear end I'll have everything done for it. So I just got to paint it and of course install everything for it too. But as soon as that gets here, then we can kind of move forward on things. But all this stuff is just going to sit in the box for now until, well, I got some Pac 12 springs too. I think they're in the other shop. But yes, I'm going to put in a set of Pac 12 springs. But I'm going to keep the stock push rods. I'm going to take these lifters apart. I was looking at these lifters, and they're a little dirty, and they come apart fairly easy. You just take this little retainer out, and then it's just a little metal plate in this. And I mean, there's gunk in there. It's hard to see, but I'm going to reuse these. So I figured, you know, they look fine. I have a whole bunch of these laying around. Instead of spending money on new ones, you know, another $100 adds to $150, whatever they are nowadays. But I'm just going to reuse the stock ones. So I'm going to take these apart and clean them all and try to get as much gunk out of them as you can. They come apart very easily. So, and then they go together very easily too. Because I had a hard time getting these out of the motor. There was like an oil film buildup on them just from being old. I mean, this is a 99 motor. And when I was pulling these out, I kind of wrecked a couple of the clips, the retaining clips that hold these on in here. And so I'm just going to take them apart and I have a whole bunch of these laying around too. So I'm just going to freshen them up and clean them up, and whichever ones look like they're not the least amount of worn out, that's the ones I'm going to go with. But so yeah, so I got to clean all those. The push rods are already cleaned. I took the, or actually my dad took the heads and put them in the parts washer that he's got at his house. So those are all clean. So actually the Pac 12 18s can get installed, and then I can install them actually back on there. So I'm probably gonna reuse the stock head bolts too. I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people do it, and it's like, why not just get new ones? But sometimes it adds to the cost, and I don't know. So many people have had success with reusing these, so I think I'm just gonna give it a shot. And I mean, the worst thing that happens is what? It leaks antifreeze. That's like the worst thing, I guess. I don't know. Pushes water, but we're not putting power to this car, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll make that decision yet, but other than that, that's what's going on with the Chevelle. And there's the update. Stay tuned for some more stuff. Thanks.